Demarcus Jones. History. Knowledge. Yeah, the truth is here. Black history was a mystery. I mean, it never really made no sense to me. Like who we were before slavery, how we got here, how we came to be, or what the strategy, about the powers that be. Erase the facts that we were kings and queens, but now the cats and I, they were magical. Everything we touched turns into gold. Demarcus Jones, Demarcus Jones, Demarcus Jones. The calendar won't stay wrong. Demarcus Jones, Demarcus Jones, Demarcus Jones. Originals, we don't need clones. Demarcus Jones, Demarcus Jones, Demarcus Jones. Black history, you can learn at home.
Chapter 9. What are the magic words?
Dad told me about something a little more recent than the years before year one. He told me about Tulsa, Oklahoma, in 1921. He said his grandfather lived there when he was a young man, and he would used to tell my dad about something that happened to him when he was younger. My dad said he wanted to share the story with me. I hadn't told you before because there was so much hate in the story, and I didn't think it was appropriate with you being so young, but now that you are searching Black history, I guess now is a good time as any. Dad began to tell me the story about how his grandfather lived in this small, black, wealthy town in Tulsa, Oklahoma. He said everything was stripped from all the people there. My dad didn't even tell me half the story when his eyes began to swell with tears. He blinked the tears away. How about I tell you this story later, Demarcus? I got something else for us to do right now. My dad walked away quickly to get a drink of water and wiped his eyes. I sat in my seat upset with my dad for not telling me the entire story. But I didn't want to make him feel bad, so I didn't pressure him to continue. I didn't understand why he would start crying about his grandfather. He didn't die in Tulsa. He died when I was 1, right up the street, and I had never seen my dad crying about it before. Go get dressed, boy. Let's go. I went to my room to get dressed. My dad and I went to go work on his motorcycle, and then I helped him work on some plumbing and my mom's bathroom. After that, we went to the lake to fish for the rest of the afternoon. I love to fish. It was fun sitting there with my dad. I asked him again to tell me that story while we were out fishing, and he brushed me off again. This must have been a very good story he had to tell, because the longer it took for him to tell me, the more I wanted to know. After the 3rd time that my mom called, he said, "We'd better leave." I was ready to leave anyway, because I hadn't caught a fish in the last hour. Earlier, I caught 2 fish, and my dad only caught 1. He hated to admit it, but he's not as good of a fisherman as I am. If it wasn't for my mom calling on his cell phone so much, we wouldn't have stayed at the lake until he caught at least 2 more fish, so that he could have more than me. Like that was gonna happen. By the time my bedtime came back around, my dad still had not told me that story about his grandfather. On the way to my room, I decided to ask him one simple question. What time of year did your grandfather move from Tulsa? Huh? He asked me. I had interrupted him in the long, boring conversation he was having with my mom. Then he remembered. It was the beginning of summer. Okay, well, good night. I'm going to bed now. Both my parents gave me a kiss. It took everything in me not to sprint back to my room. I couldn't wait to pull out that calendar and try and make my way to Tulsa. I couldn't remember which symbol would be the one for the summer, so I just chose the symbol with the wavy water-like lines. I still had no idea what year was which on the stone, so I decided to go opposite to the one that I had chose last night, since I ended up going really far before year 1. Now, what were the magic words? I couldn't remember what I had said before. So I just touched the calendar, closed my eyes, and repeated, "Take me to Tulsa, take me to Tulsa, take me to Tulsa." I opened my eyes. Oh crap, I was still in my room. I looked down, but the calendar was gone. Wait, the bedspread was not mine. Something was wrong. I looked around again. This was not my room. It was small like my room, but not my room at all. All I could do was smile.
On the next chapter of Demarcus Jones and the Solar Calendar Animated.
My dad began to walk toward me. Hey, Dad. I smiled. How do you know about this place? That little boy was me? How? My eyes were as wide and I couldn't stop stuttering.